Hi everybody, it's Julie and welcome to May. Welcome to the May Mayham Junk Journal Challenge 2020. So we are going to be doing something similar to last year, but I've changed it up a little bit. Last year you went ahead and you had your list of items and then you pulled out your 3 items that you needed to use in your for each element. And this year I'm going to go ahead and pull those so that we're all doing the same thing, because we have so many new people. I thought it would just be it would be more fun to see what everybody does with the same instructions. I thought it would be really cool. So this is the May Mayham Junk Journal Challenge. The deadline will be May 31st, 2020. And like all of the challenges, if you finish your journal on time and you post it in the appropriate places, so when you finish your journal and you make a video, you put your video in the video place, you put your album, your pictures in the album with your name marked on it, so that I can find it, then you get invited to a VIP, virtual internet party, and in that party is a digital kit. And so those that finish the March journal just received the 1919 French Fashionistas digital kit that is launching today. And that's the kit. Actually, I'll be using all the kits that launched today in my May Mayham journal. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. This is the journal card page. Okay, French Fashionistas. And so, yeah, so deadline is May 31st. We will be using the hashtag MM2020JCC or JJC, which is May Mayham 2020 Junk Journal Challenge. Okay. When you have finished watching this video, then you can go to the link down below and that will take you to the group, the Facebook group, where you will find a printout of what we're doing, as well as lots of inspiration, lots of fun. And so let's go ahead and talk about what we're going to be doing. So this challenge, we're going to create a journal of any type that is totally made from the items listed below, as we bust our stash by May 31st. So we're going to continue a no-buy challenge. This is another no-buy challenge except for glue or adhesive. And like the other challenges, we're going to stick to a theme and we have some rules. You may use anything in your stash or your home to complete this journal. And if someone gives you stuff during this challenge, you can use that too. And you can use any of your tools. And please, if you pull out a new tool that you haven't used in a while, share it. And that has been so much fun that other people are sharing what tools they're using, and so many of us are going, oh yeah, I have one of those. I haven't used it in a while, and getting to reuse and revisit some of our tools and our paper and all of the things. Okay, so we'll be making these elements and using the Mayhem listed embellishment items to make them. So these are the Mayhem listed items, and they are here in the little draw pile. Each element must include all the embellishment items from that list. So there, you're going to have 3 of these that you have to use on each element. So you have to use those 3. Okay, when you finish each element, add it to the element post in the group. If you get stuck, you can go to the element post and get ideas and inspiration. I'll be posting videos of each element as I make them, and they will be on the premiere each day at 10:30 a.m. on the Dear Julie YouTube channel. Okay, and you can watch the replay as many times as you like. So we will be making, so I'll go through the list and I'll tell you then I'm going to tell you the list of what's in here. And then, there it is. like, where's my list of what's in there? Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we're going to pick our 3, and I'll put it on here. And then we'll, before this gets posted, I'll have the page in the file. Okay, so in the file section of the group, you'll have this that you can print out with the embellishments that you're going to be using. Okay, so we're going to be making 10 clusters. We want to make them first. Okay, so this time you're going to make your 10 clusters first, because you can use your clusters on your other items. Okay, so that way we don't go and make 3 tags and then we have these 10 clusters that we could have used 3 of those clusters on these 10 tags. I think that's going to help us to not have our journals be so huge. Well, even this one's getting kind of big. Okay, so, but it's still within. I am going to recommend that you make your spine at least 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and that you do make a hardcover journal this time. You can do it. You can do a single signature. You can do a soft cover. That is fine, because I did put any type of journal. But, you know, we just, after the last one that was so, everybody's stuff was so full, those that were making their journals at the end, they were the lucky ones, because they saw all of us with these, you know, single that were this thick. And so they were able to make their larger spine and create something that was better. And as all the journals, we need to see your journal finished with all of the items in it, and then you can take them out. Okay, you don't have to keep them in there. You can take them out and use them in something else. A couple of people are taking their items out and going to make a second journal from the April challenge. But anyway, so your 10 clusters, you're going to want to make those first. Layered collage page, 2 guest checks, belly band with insert. So you see, this time we're going to actually make our thing and the insert, and that's one thing. Instead of making 3 belly bands, we'll make a belly band and the card or whatever that goes inside of it. And your items that you're getting from here, they can be either on anything that is in that part. We can call it an ensemble. So your belly band with insert, that's the belly band ensemble, and your 3 items can be anywhere within that. Okay, 2 receipts. Receipts like the rent receipts, or you know, just the regular receipts. If you have to, use a grocery receipt. But you know, I was thinking like rent receipts or those paper receipts. So next, flat paper clip with 2 inserts. So your paper clip and then the 2 pieces that would go behind your paper clip. Double tuck ensemble with 3 cards. So our double tuck is the envelope flap with the pocket separation. So you've got 2 cards here, and you have a card for inside your envelope. Those are your 3 cards. Book page ensemble with 2 cards. So figuring if you made your book page pocket and you put your card inside the book page pocket, and it's probably going to be a tuck or something, and so a card to put behind it. Double bank envy ensemble with 2 cards. That's the double bank envelope, and then with the card to put in the money part and a card to go in the coin part. Signature ties. So it's decorated signature ties, and you'll be using this stuff. Pair of pockets with 2 cards. Pull tab pocket with insert. Top tuck with insert. Border tuck with insert. Fabric, so pull tab pocket with insert. So it's your pull tab pocket, and the thing that you're pulling out of your pocket, okay, is your insert. Border tuck goes along the side. It's whatever you put inside. Top tuck, it's what you put inside. Fabric flip and fabric tuck with insert. So you have your fabric flip, and then you might have your fabric tuck down here, and it's probably a pocket that you can insert something there. Waterfall fancy closure, flip-flop with tab tag. So that's your flip-flop, and then you put a tab tag. So you put a tag here on the front of the flip. Okay. Flip up, flip down pocket with insert. So that's the one that flips up, flips down, and usually I make it and it's a pocket. So you're going to also make your insert. You're going to make 2 large tags that are approximately 3 by 7 and 2 file index cards. And I've been making the large ones that go in the large pockets when I take my journal pages and I put 2 pages together, and I've been putting those large file index cards. So like this. If you don't have the large ones, you can make the small ones. I did not put a size. I put file index cards. So it can be the little ones like this. And if you don't have them, you can make them. Just have it have a little tab on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'll tell you what the items. Okay, so here we go. These are what is cut and put in here. There's a ticket, paper flowers, lace, metal, messy thread, postage stamp, washi tape, book page, sticker, quote, paper ruffle, stitching, stenciling, stamping, junk mail, lined journal space, napkin, fussy cut image, bling, doily, flowers, game piece, sewing pattern. Okay, so your sewing pattern can be either the tissue, it can be the front envelope of the sewing pattern, it can be the instructions, it can be a sewing pattern that you get out of a magazine. It can also be a sewing pattern from a digital kit. Okay, so just we wanted to make sure that there were lots of choices there. So your ticket, your ticket, you can use, a large ticket like you would get from a raffle, or one of the small tickets like we use all the time, the keep this coupon, that kind of ticket. Paper flowers, so it can be any type of flower made out of paper. It can be big, it can be little, it can be fluffy flowers. Lace, you can do strips of lace, you can have cut up a shirt and have lace flowers. It can be a panel of lace, just lace. Metal, anything metal. So even if you have metal thread, that counts. A metal sticker, metal bling, jewelry pieces, okay? Paper clip, anything metal. Messy thread, that's where you take the string and you wrap it around your hand and you make it, or you just take a ball up of string. That's messy thread, okay? You got to figure out a way to attach it when it's a big ball like that. but messy thread. Postage stamp, so a canceled postage stamp, something like that. If you don't have any canceled postage stamps, you can go ahead and make one. And you've seen where we've taken like the little images and cut them out, and you can either use like zigzag pinking shears or the postage shears. If you don't have them, you can rip it, but like the size of a ticket or like the size of a postage stamp. Washi tape can be any size, any type, any color. If you don't, you can even make your own washi tape. So fabric washi tape counts. I used fabric washi tape in the videos in the party on Tuesday, and then I used it again in the video, I think it was yesterday, in the beginners video. A book page, it's a book page. It can be a picture, it can be, the writing page, it's just book page, something out of a book. A sticker, you can use any kind of sticker. It can be the flat stickers like we've been using for a stack sticker. You can use a sticker with words on it, just anything. A quote, so any quote used however, and it's going to tell you because you're going to be putting it onto, your item. You get to be really creative with this. Paper ruffle, so that's folding up your paper, making it like a ruffle. Stitching, it can be hand stitching, it can be sewing, it can be a cute little flower, it can just be a line, you can just baste, you know, you can go ahead and go around the outside of something. Stenciling, your stenciling can be with an actual stencil, you can stencil through a doily. If you have like these place cards from David Tutura, which these were at Dollar General, you can go ahead and use that for a stencil. You can use a strawberry basket for a stencil. You can use those, the bingo marker background. Anything that's got holes, you can use a plastic tablecloth. I mean, there's just endless kinds of things that you can stencil. Stamping, we're talking rubber stamps. If you don't have any, then you can take something and turn it into a stamp. You can turn, this can be a stamp, okay? You can take like the foam, little like an animal or a shape, and put it on something, and it can be a stamp. In the desert, stranded in the desert, no, stranded on an island, Nick the Booksmith challenge, I took a piece of lace and turned it into a stamp. So you can use you can use rubber stamps, any kind of stamp. Junk mail can be anything from your junk mail. I prefer privacy envelopes myself, but you've seen me use all different kinds of junk mail. Lined journal space. So any lined journal space. So you're going to be adding a lined journal space to whatever it is that you're making. Napkin. You can use a napkin. So you can use a fancy napkin. You can use a regular napkin. You can use it and make a paper ruffle out of it. You can use it and decoupage it or dry decoupage it onto your thing. However you want to use a napkin on that's going to be appropriate on your thing, then you can do that. Fussy cut image. So it can be fussy cut or fussy ripped. Bling, any bling. So you can use that bling like I use, the little faceted bling. You can use pearls. So this is the bling that I use a lot. But any bling. Doily, any size, any color, any shape. You can use a piece of a doily. You can use the whole doily. Flowers, this time the flowers is like silk flowers or dried flowers or pressed flowers. But not an image of a flower, but an actual, either, you know, a flower. So it could be like a paper. You can use, we have paper flowers and we have flowers, and you can use paper flowers for both, but they need to be different ones. Okay, so you can use like that, or like a silk one also. So you can punch out flowers and use them. Game piece. So game piece, you can use a flinch card, a playing card. You can use part of a game board. You can use like the Yahtzee score pad. Okay, like the Yahtzee score pad. You can use the horse or the car or whatever from Monopoly. You can use Trivial Pursuit cards. Any type of game piece, and we will count puzzles in that as a game piece. So you can use a puzzle piece also. And then again, sewing pattern, we said it can be the sewing tissue, it can be the instructions, it can be the outside envelope, it can be a pattern from in a magazine or a digital kit. Okay, so that gives you lots of things, and all of these, I've cut them out, and they are in here. And we're going to be picking 3 of each thing. Now, if I pick something and it really is not going to work on whatever it goes on, then, yeah, then we'll call it my prerogative and I'll change it. And we'll keep putting them back in, but if it looks like that one just keeps coming up, and we'll pull it out for a while. So last year, the way this worked is I gave you this list, I gave you this list, and everybody, every day, they would go, they would cut from here, and they pulled out, and they might pull out 2 receipts, and then they picked their 3 things that they had to use on their 2 receipts. Well, this year we're going to do it so that everybody's the same. So I was really wishing that we could do this live because I think it would have been fun, but we're just, the live thing is not happening right now. So here we go. We'll go ahead and we'll start with 10 clusters, and your 10 clusters are going to have stitching, sewing pattern, and paper flowers. So stitching, sewing pattern, and paper flowers. Stitching, sewing pattern, and you can add other things too. And let's see, I just did 10 clusters for the April challenge. So if you go into the April playlist, and I will put the April playlist in the description box down below, so you can go into the April playlist and see what I did for clusters. But just remember, you need stitching, sewing pattern, and paper flowers. So your stitching, again, it can be hand stitching, it can be sewn, like sewing. And I know that there's a few that really struggle with the sewing because, you know, just because of issues or even not being able to use a sewing machine. So we will say that you can also draw stitching, okay? So you can draw stitching like that on your thing. But just know that the stitching, if you're able to use actual thread, it's going to give it texture, and it's going to be that's something special, and that's something different. And and this we're making first, so I'll be making these and showing these right away, and I will try and do a variety of stitching ideas, and I will use a variety of the sewing pattern and paper flowers in mine. Okay, so those we're gonna pull those aside. And let's see, so next we have our layered collage page. And on our layered collage page, we need a postage stamp, a fussy cut image, and a ticket. Okay, postage stamp, a fussy cut image, and a ticket. And I am going to add and say sewing pattern here because that's going to help take up space. Okay, so this one has 4. I'm adding sewing pattern to that. We'll put these over here and we'll come back in. Okay. We're going to use a napkin, a sticker, and metal. Napkin, sticker, and metal. We'll go through this one time, and then I'll put them so that way we'll have used all the things. Okay, so next we have a belly band with inserts, going to have a game piece, washi tape, and messy thread. Okay, are you getting any ideas? Okay, this one, 2 receipts are going to have bling, lined journal space, and paper ruffle. Lined journal space and paper ruffle. Okay, remember you can use other things from your stash, and you can use other parts from this on any of those to help them match. So next we have flat paper clip with 2 inserts. We are going to have stenciling, and you can use these on any part of this. Junk mail and a doily. Junk mail and a doily. Okay, so here we have a book page. So we got double tuck ensemble with 3 cards. We're going to use book page, flower, and that's any other type of flower besides paper. Okay, and stamping. Okay, so our last 2 at this time, book page pocket ensemble with 2 cards is going to have lace and a quote. And we'll put everybody back inside. So you can see how this was total mayhem last year. It was actually really fun though. Fussy cut image. Last year, I would make a video, and then at the end of the video, I'd pick what I was going to make the next day and what the three things were going to be used on it. It was really fun. Okay, we'll put those back in there. Let's see. Here we go. We have junk mail, double bank envelope ensemble with 2 cards. And it has junk mail, sewing pattern, and paper flowers. Okay, signature ties. Well, lined journal space is not going to work. Game piece is not going to work. Stenciling is not going to work. Find them things that will work. Postage stamp will work. Messy, nah. Washi tape will work. And bling. Okay? We'll put those back in there. That's going to happen sometimes. It's bling, washi tape, postage stamp. And remember, you can make a postage stamp or you can use one. Okay, so next we're going to make a pair of pockets with 2 cards. We're going to have book page, stitching, and napkin. And this can be a beautiful napkin, or it can, it can be your napkin from your house. I just Easter egg dyed when I was cleaning up from Easter egg dyeing. I saved my paper towels, which you can use paper towels too. So napkins or paper towels, and I used I saved the paper towels that I used to clean up the mess, and they're beautiful. Pull tab pocket with insert needs a lined journal space, messy thread, and a paper ruffle. What do you think? Is this silly or fun? And if you're here in the premiere, I want to thank you for coming to the premiere. I'm waving. Hello. So congratulations to those that finished their April journals. Yay! I've already started on the group and the digital kit, so hopefully that party will open very, very soon. We will have the party for that in May. Okay, top tech with insert. So we're going to add some stenciling, some metal, and a game piece. And remember, these can be on the main part or on the insert. Okay, here we go. Okay, border tech with insert. Flower. That's anything but paper. Stamping. And a sticker. Okay, and of course you can add more things to your journal than what we've got on our list here. Lace, quote, and ticket. Okay, lace, quote, oh look at lace on our fabric flip and fabric tech with insert. So you can make your flip out of lace if you want to for that one. Okay, so the waterfall is going to have a doily in it. And what else? Okay, and this time I didn't put cover because I was going to let you guys pick what you wanted on your covers. Messy thread and stamping. So waterfall has stamping and messy thread. Okay. And next we have a fancy closure. Your fancy closure is your fancy closure. Okay. So just rather than just tying your journal closed, we want you to do a fancy closure, and I will show you. Do I have? Oh, Mom's book is here. So this is the book that I made last year for the May Mayham, and this was my fancy closure last year, and it was from her jewelry box. It was a chain from her jewelry box and some other items that I had, and I just went ahead and added it like this, and then this comes around, and this is a choker that went around here, and then I closed it with the metal, and there is my fancy closure. So just your fancy closure is just to be something that's different, something that is out of the ordinary, that maybe you've wanted to try before and you haven't done. So this is my journal that I put things, little things that I find that I want to keep, that were Mom's or remind me of Mom. And and I haven't done a whole lot in here. It's been hard, you guys. It's hard to, I have a little box of things, and then sometimes I do get over and I get things done. But today is my mom's birthday. So it's her second birthday in heaven. And if you remember, I made my journal using the Mimi's So Cute Vintage kit. And so I did do, here it is. So I did do this page, and I put pictures of her. She was a beautician, and so this was her thing with all of this stuff. I found some of the papers, and here's the instructions for the shears. And so these are the papers like they use when they do permanents. And these bobby pins were actually in her thing. And then here's my sister and me. See our bubble hair? Because our mom was did here, and then I added these. So just that's that. So that was my May Mayham journal last year, and I'm working on getting the playlist together because apparently, you know, I was in the middle of grief, and I didn't, for some reason, didn't do a playlist for last May. So there will be one, and I will get it into the playlist. It will say 2019 May Mayham 2019 playlist. Okay, so fancy closure. Just, you are to do something amazing. Okay, so be looking, be thinking, and just not a tie. Don't just tie it closed. That's the one. Do not. Okay, so next, flip flop with the tab tag. And that is stitching, sticker, and washi tape. And let me show you what I'm considering that to be. Okay, so it is a flip flop with a tab tag. And I did 2 of them in here, and of course, you know, can't find them right off, right? Okay, so this is a flip-flop with the tab tag. So there's our flip-flop, and this is the tab tag. See how it's got this tab tag? It's got a tag, looks like a tab on the front. That's what we're talking, okay? And so your flip-flop with tab tag is going to have stitching, sticker, and washi tape. So what you might do is when you're putting your pages together and getting ready before you bind your journal, and you've gone ahead and you've figured out a couple places in your journal where you might put a flip-flop, you might go ahead and sew right on that flip, and you'll have the stitching part taken care of. So stitching, sticker, and washi tape. Flip up, flip down with pocket with insert. So it's the flip up, flip down, and it's a pocket with an insert. And we're going to put, what are we going to put on that? We're going to have a fussy cut image, a paper ruffle, and a postage stamp. Postage. So I'm really curious if you have an idea of what you're going to be doing for your journal. Then are you going to be, what kind of journal are you going to make? How big? I know a couple people are out there talking really large journals, and I'm actually thinking of doing a large journal. I'm going to have to look and see if I can find an appropriate book, and that's what's going to determine that. And I have to find it like right now. So next we have 2 large tags, approximately 3 by 7. One of the things that I find that, I like pockets, I cannot lie. And I end up with not enough large tags. And so I added that to our list. So paper flowers, excuse me. So put what type of journal, what size you think you might be doing, and if you already have a theme. I'm going to be using the new digital kits that are coming out this week, including that 1919 French Fashionistas. And that was a gift that the people that finished their March journals, they received that digital kit in the party. 2 file index cards. Okay, so that's our last thing. Yay. Stenciling, quote, book page. Those are, we got the right things on these. Okay, so there is our list. I will go ahead and I'm going to type this out, and it will be in the file section. We'll have what you're making. We'll have just the list for you, and then also it will be in the welcome note. It will be there so that you can find it. So yeah, so that is our things that we're going to be making. 10 clusters with stitching, sewing pattern, and paper flowers, layered collage page, and so on and so on. Let's go ahead and tell you the rest of what you need to do. Okay, so as you're making these, remember you're going to make your 10 clusters first. So you want to go pick out your items that you're going to be using in your journal, probably. That's how I would do it. Did you guys see that for a whole year I had the May stuff from last year in this soap dish up here in my for a whole year? That's been here waiting. I had to do it the same or similar, because I still have that. Okay, so so you must do each of these things and put them in your journal and add a pic of each one of them in the right category. And your video flip through should have all of these in it. And then of course, after you have done your final flip through, you can take the pieces out and use them for something else. That is fine, okay? So you may find some fun gifts in the file section as we go through our time of building our journals. Those could be from me, and they can be from other people too. It's really kind of cool. We would love to see pics of your journals in various stages from your shopping to final walkthrough. I highly recommend that you open an album with your name in it, a photo album. So you go to the top of the page where it says albums, and you're going to go ahead and go in there and create an album and make sure your name is in the album title. And then you just start putting your things in the album. They'll share into the group as well, but it's an easy way for us to find. Like if you post, and I didn't see it, and you posted this great thing that you made with these things, okay? And then you took and you did another thing, and I was like, you know, I think she did that too. I can go to the album and look by your name and find you. It's just an easy way to keep things and to make them so that we can keep it organized, okay? So don't forget, we want pictures. Be excited to having a virtual watch party or VIP exclusive to all participants that finish their journals, where we give out prizes and have some fun tutorials. The party will be held in June 2020. Right now we don't, I add extra stuff to the digital right now because it's hard to give out those. The date is to have your final journal finished and posted on your social media is by May 31st. Sharing can be a video or group of pictures shared in the album section of the group, like I talked about before. If you get confused, just ask. People are so glad to help. We have an amazing community, and we will help. Please share your finished journal in all the places you would normally share things. So YouTube, Facebook pages, groups, Instagram, Twitter, and other sharing platforms. Don't forget to tag your journals with the MM2020JJC and include where you purchased your items and what you thought of this process. Share this challenge with your friends too. We actually had people share and their sisters joined this month. It was really fun. Please play nice in all forms of this challenge. Encourage each other, have fun, and I cannot wait to see what you create. So, so the main things are welcome. In the description box down below, you are going to find the link to the Facebook group. You're going to want to go there, answer the questions so that I can let you in, and then you can go ahead and get started. We are going to have a lot of fun with this one. Again, You get to use anything in your stash, anything in your home, and anything that people give you this month. But don't go out and buy anything new just for this challenge. Of course, we'll never know, right? Unless you tell us. You do need to make all of these items, and they need to go into your journal. As I said in the beginning, I am recommending that you make a journal that is hardcover and at least 1.5 inch spine, so that everything will fit and you won't have a journal that's going to be like that. Okay, so there you go. That is our May Mayhem 2020 Junk Journal Challenge details. I am so excited, and I cannot wait to see, like I said, I cannot wait to see what you make. So these videos of these elements will start tomorrow, and I'll be playing them at the 10:30 premiere. Each day will continue the beginning journal series at the 4 o'clock premiere. That is going to be weekdays. I know you're probably wondering when the mini challenge and the challenge will come out, Saturday or Sunday. Those will be the 4 o'clock video on either Saturday or Sunday. Okay, so congratulations to those that finished in April. And for those of you that are joining us in May, let the fun begin. So one more thing, find something to celebrate every day. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell and tell it you want all notifications so that you'll know when a new video comes up. We do have a schedule now, and we have switched to premieres instead of live because it's working better with the internet. And okay, so I've suggested a couple videos and a playlist up here for you to go check out. Have an amazing day. Thanks for being here. Bye. Bye-bye.